Hello, my thoughts on metal archives. I've been spending plenty of time among people disgruntled with metalarchives.com for some reason or another, because some deathcore band or some metalcore band or some new metal band or some rock band was excluded, and they're really disgruntled, and it's like, oh, this band is metal, they have to include it, and if they don't, it's a shitty site. It's like, there's like 110,000 bands on that site. Yes, the dog is drinking water. And because one band is excluded, it's a really shitty, disgusting, evil, excluding site. There's like 110,000, probably 120,000. It's been a while since I checked the statistics. Bands included in the site, and because one band is excluded, it's really exclusive. They are so mean, they are so excluding. They exclude this one band among their hundreds of thousands. They are so evil, pure evil, that they exclude this one band among hundreds of thousands. Or evil. Pure evil. Yeah, and I really can't get it. It's like, usually it's like rock bands like Led Zeppelin or Europe, or it's new metal bands like Slipknot or System of a Down, or it's metalcore bands. I don't know any names because I don't give a shit about metalcore, and it's like, who gives a shit? Like, if you know this YouTube channel, you know I'm a Star Trek fan, and I'm not going for any Star Trek news on StarWars.com, and I'm not going for any Star Wars news on StarTrek.com, because Star Trek is Star Trek and Star Wars is Star Wars. Even though J.J. Abrams and Alex Kurtzman don't know, Star Trek is not Star Wars. So, the same way, Slipknot is not metal, but who cares? There are plenty of resources on the internet to read about Slipknot. Led Zeppelin is not metal. There are so many resources to read on the internet about Led Zeppelin. And I still don't know any metalcore stuff. What else is controversial? I really don't know about any hard rock stuff. You can read on the internet about hard rock stuff. You can read everything you want about the first two Europe albums, which do have metal riffs. Yeah, they are not acceptable on metalarchives.com because there's like ballads on 2/3 of the album, or it's like Slipknot. They have some metal riffs, but it's not an album of metal riffs. And there's plenty of resources on the internet to read about that, and it's what I just said about Star Trek versus Star Wars. I don't need to read about Star Trek on StarWars.com. And the same way, if you go on metalarchives.com and don't read about Led Zeppelin, who cares? You can read about Led Zeppelin, enter Led Zeppelin in Google. You have so many resources to read about Led Zeppelin. That's basically the main criticism, and it's really stupid because who cares? If I want to know about Slipknot, I have a million resources to read about Slipknot. If I want to know about Led Zeppelin, I have a million resources to read about Led Zeppelin. The only thing about metalarchives.com that you can criticize is that they include some bands that they say are selected moderator exceptions, which have zero to do with metal, and the rules of that site, they have a very obvious, very simple system. If you have metal riffs all over your album, you're a metal band. If you don't have metal riffs all over your album, you're not a metal band. It's very simple, straightforward rules, but they have some stupid thing like selected exceptions because some moderator on the site likes it, and it has to be included, so there has to be some folk or ambient band or a rock band on the site. It's just to confuse users, but yeah, I mean, obviously there are people who pay for the site, own the site. There are people in Canada, there are 2 Canadians who pay for the site, literally pay for the site and say, okay, we can have some exceptions, but obviously it's confusing as fuck to have some selected exceptions where some random folk bands and ambient bands and rock bands are just randomly on the site for no reason. Just confuses the fuck out of everyone, not just the general users but the moderators too. It's oh, we gotta have some random additions just for some reason because we like the bands, and it's just confusing as fuck. As for anyone, it doesn't serve any purpose either, because we could just get the same information about them on Discogs or Wikipedia. It doesn't serve any actual purpose. It's just because we own the site and want to have some random exceptions because reasons. It doesn't matter. We just want to have that because and reasons and stuff, and yeah, that's just the only thing you could criticize, because it's just completely stupid. It doesn't serve any purpose, and it's just waste of time for everybody involved. Other than that, obviously you can say that 110,000 or 120,000 bands included and Slipknot and Led Zeppelin not included. They know how to do their job. They know how to make their decisions. If you want to know about Led Zeppelin, you can read Wikipedia or Discogs. If you want to know about Slipknot, you can read Wikipedia or Discogs. It's a good job that they're saying Metal Archives should be for metal. It's a very good job. It's good that way. People who get upset about it, about System of a Down or Slipknot being missing, it's just, who cares? It's the same thing as wanting Star Wars news on StarTrek.com. If it's not metal, it's not metal. If it's not heavy metal, it's not heavy metal. So why would you look on a heavy metal site about something that is not heavy metal? Why would you even care? You have all the information available everywhere else. So stop the bullshit criticism. Just stick to the sensible criticism if you can. It's a great site. It's one of the best fucking sites on the internet. It's how it is, and accept it like that.